What's up, beautiful besties? Welcome into Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alicia. Thank you so very much for being here with me. Y'all are freaking amazing. We really have the best tribe ever. Good vibe tribe. Yeah, today's reading, I do have a little bit of a channeled scenario going into it. But I do just quickly want to mention for anyone who is interested in personals, I'm opening the books up again and I'm having a bit of a flash sale, but I'll talk more about that at the end of the reading just so we can get right into it, okay? So stay tuned if you are interested, or you can check the pinned comment, okay, for more details. Anyway, loves, I'm reading today for anyone out here who has ever had this like weird gut feeling about someone they were seeing, okay? To be honest, I'm just gonna say it, this is giving a little bit of a player energy. I gotta tell you, you were not imagining it about this person. I feel like someone in your world here was always acting super sketchy with their phone, okay? Always flipping it over, guarding it like their friggin' life depended on it, and probably getting pretty jumpy when messages popped up, okay? I feel like you maybe found something, all right? You may have found something, either a message or whatever, a DM or a comment, okay, that this person made on someone else's like photos and stuff. It just didn't sit right, okay? And I feel like maybe for some of you, maybe you didn't find anything, right? But your body just knew, right? You felt it in your chest. You felt it in your core. The energy was just off with this person. I feel like you gave someone here the benefit of the doubt. Like you really wanted to believe that it was all in your head, okay? And I feel like they probably told you that too. This is a little bit of gaslighting energy that I'm picking up on. But I need to tell you, you were absolutely right, okay? I feel like this person was out here keeping options open, flirting on the side, entertaining the attention that like they really had no business giving, okay? And honestly, now I feel like they're the ones getting played right now. Now, this is why it's all coming up and why it's all coming through today, because Spirit was showing me somebody who was really getting a taste of their own medicine, right? So whoever they were giving that attention to, I have to tell you, it did not go as planned, right? I feel like they got ghosted. They got exposed or embarrassed or replaced, okay? Let's just say karma did what karma does with this person. And I feel like now they're sitting here realizing that, they fumbled you, right, for a bunch of empty conversations. And so I want to take a look at what really went down. And I just got to say, Spirit is definitely not letting this one slide, okay? So I'm going to bring the sound bowl. I'll call in Spirit. And I had to pick a deck today, friends, that had no nudity because, YouTube came for me for the tarot cards and the nudity on it. Oh my. Anyway, here we go. Hit the camera. Sorry. Okay, I'm calling on Spirit with so much love and so much gratitude. I ask for divine guidance as I interpret these messages. May they help us all on our journey towards our highest and greatest good. I'm asking for love, joy, peace, abundance, and protection for myself, for you, and for all beings on the planet at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit. Let's get into this and ask first and foremost, what were they really hiding from you during the connection, right? Let's start spilling the tea, okay? What were they really hiding from you? Again, you knew something was off. You knew something was off. And Spirit's saying, you're right. Not only are you right, but they're out here getting a taste of their own medicine. So what did they do? Okay. What were they really hiding from you? Six of Pentacles, Knight of Swords. What's this? Page of Swords. Yeah, no doubt. Okay. I want more. Three of Pentacles. What's at the bottom of the deck here? The Magician. Okay. Okie dokie. Let's see. So what are they really hiding? First up here we have the Six of Pentacles. And Let's be so for real. They were giving just enough to keep you around, but definitely not enough to actually build something real, okay? They were probably doing the same thing with other people too, okay? Little bits of attention here and there, like a text, a like, a flirty comment, maybe even some low effort affection that made you question your own intuition. The Knight of Swords really tells me that they were acting fast, possibly talking to more than one person at once. Like, okay, and they weren't even trying to cover their tracks that well. It's giving like replying to texts, you know, the second you walk out of the room kind of energy, or like spending extra time in the bathroom and you knew like they were just texting someone else. Okay. And the Page of Swords, I gotta be for real. I mean, it's messy, it's sneaky, it's, you know, watching other people while they're pretending that they're fully focused on you. Like, it's rude as all hell, I gotta be honest. I feel like they may have been very interested in checking up on someone else, like behind the scenes, okay? So whether it was an ex or a coworker or some random person from friggin' Instagram, you know, you'll know if it fits here, okay? But they were keeping tabs on someone, and they were curious in a way that should have raised a huge red flag. Okay, the Three of Pentacles, it does tell me that they weren't fully committed to building with you. Like, instead they were spreading their energy all around, collaborating, let's say, with outside influences. Okay, so some of it, you know, may have been emotional attention, some of it, you know, might have crossed other lines. Okay, either way, their energy was not clean, okay? And then we have the Magician under the deck. So here's the thing, like, this person knew exactly what they were doing. And I know I'm being very direct with this, and it's probably something that was really hurtful to you, but I gotta be real. This wasn't clumsy, and it was not innocent, okay? This person was really trying their best to control the narrative, like trying to look like the good guy, the good girl, whatever. That, you know, the deep soul connection, you know, the one who just needed some time, right? Well, really, like, that's what they wanted you to feel like, you know, they just needed some more time, okay? Before the commitment would ever really come. Like, they were really playing on your kindness, okay? I gotta be honest. And I feel like, meanwhile, behind the curtain, okay, they were keeping their options open and active, all right? They were basically curating your version of them, like giving just enough charm and maybe even a little bit of like spiritual language, or like texting you at 11:11, or like, you know, 4:44 or something like that. I feel like they were really highly manipulative and on purpose. And I feel like they were doing it to seem that like the two of you were really super deeply soul bonded and connected, but underneath it all, like, bestie, I gotta tell you, they were trying to juggle multiple realities, okay? Multiple people. And I gotta tell you that Spirit saw everything, okay? The messages, the sneaky lies, okay? All those little likes and the flirty work conversations and the breadcrumb trail that they were leaving for someone else while telling you, you know, you're the only one who gets me. You know, they weren't being honest, okay? And I feel like you were picking up on all of it. You were clocking this energy so hard. Obviously, you came to some kind of breaking point. I'm just going to make an assumption here that you cut this off, or it ended, or you had had enough, okay? Because my next question is really, how did, you know, Spirit step in and flip the script on them? Because I do feel like this is something that's over, okay? Like, or if it's not right now, I gotta tell you, if you're my bestie and we're sitting here having coffee, I'm gonna say, cut this person out, okay? This person's a playa, all right? And it is super shady. It is super shady. So I want to know how Spirit stepped in and flipped the script. We have the Nine of Pentacles wanting to come up in reverse, right? I mean, Spirit saw everything. Okay, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Oops. We have, ooh, what's this? Death. Four of Wands, the Hermit. And I want to know what's at the bottom of the deck right now. Okay, Eight of Wands. Let's check it out. Let's see what Spirit's got to say. How did they flip the script? So here's what I'm seeing. The Nine of Pentacles reverse. Okay, it looks to me like they really wanted they wanted to look like they had it all together, okay? Like, you know, like they were out here thriving and glowing up and likely flexing all over the place online, okay? But that image was all for show. Spirit basically came in and said, let's shake this illusion, okay? This person is definitely not a real one, okay? So if they were trying to build with somebody else, build something with someone else, that connection started to actually drain them, all right? Financially, emotionally, energetically, like it wasn't giving what they thought it would, okay? And the Eight of Pentacles, it shows they tried to fix it. I feel like they threw their whole selves into work and maybe trying to repair things with this other person, you know? And the harder they tried to force it, the more obvious it became that it wasn't aligned, like it wasn't working, right? And then the death energy comes out and does not play around. This was a full stop, okay? Something in their life, or maybe everything all at once, just ended, okay? I feel like they got ghosted. Honestly, they got ghosted by the person that they were trying to pour the effort into. Okay, and it gets, okay. Oh, it's kind of like getting under my skin, this player energy. It really is. So whatever that fun fling they thought that they were having, it was done, ended, okay? The social circle they thought, you know, would give them all this clout, gone, right? This version of themselves that they were trying to be, it turns out like they are hella outdated, okay? This is giving the washed up player trope. It really is, friends. You know, they're not as cool as they thought they were, you know, and they're like maybe generations behind, okay? You know, this is what it's giving, like a try hard, trying way too hard. And whoever they were chasing, I feel was much younger than them. I gotta be honest with you. I do feel that. And I feel like I just heard Spirit said chuggy. So it could have been somebody who is like Gen Z, okay? I mean, I don't know who this is or how old this person is. I mean, I'm just picking up that whoever they were trying to chase, you know, and pouring all this attention into was way out of their like generation and way out of their league. And I don't know if y'all know or if you have younger folks around you or what age you are, but chuggy, if you don't know, is like a Gen Z slang for like an older person who thinks they're cool and trying to be cool, but they're actually cringy. And they're trying to do like young hip things and they're just not it. Okay, so I don't know. That's just a definition for those of you who don't know, but some of you know. That's cool. I just gotta, you know, what's really wild here is right next to this we have the Four of Wands. Okay, now this is actually what's insane, because Spirit's telling me that, you know, they started to realize after they were basically shut down, ghosted, probably called chuggy or something like that, or I don't know, lame for other generations. It's the same thing, lame, I guess. They started to realize that you were the real deal here, okay? You were the foundation. You were the one that they could have actually built something stable with, right? And by the time they've got this all figured out, Spirit had already sent them into the corner. You know, Spirit already gave them a spank and said, hey, you're going into hermit mode, right? And you know what that means, right? No distractions, no validation, no outside ego, like I want to say noise, but it's like this person really thrived on the attention that they were getting. It really filled their tank with gas. It really pumped up their ego. And, you know, they thought they were getting places, right? They really thought they were, but Spirit shut that all down, okay? So now it's just them sitting in their silence and being forced to face every decision that they made, okay? And now with this Eight of Wands under the deck, I feel, you know, there's this pressure. They're feeling pressure to reach out to you, okay, right now. And they don't even know what to say. Like, they can really feel the shift. They can really feel Spirit pushing them to speak up, okay? But they also know that they're not in control of the narrative anymore. Like, you're not chasing them. And their distractions did not deliver, okay? And that tower they tried to build with you absolutely crumbled, right? And this is how Spirit really flipped the script on them, okay? Spirit put them in their place. Like, you have no business out here doing what you're doing, especially doing it to somebody like you know, that's ridiculous, okay? So I want to know, like, what are they feeling now that they realize that they completely fumbled the bag with this, okay? They know they messed up. They absolutely do. So let's see. Oh, we have the Seven of Wands. Okay. My goodness. It is giving that washed up player trope. It really is. Like, okay, I don't even. All right, Spirit. Spirit showing me somebody that I know in real life. I'm getting a little chuckle, so yeah. Somebody who definitely feels like, you know, there's still, like, they were like, maybe they were cool in high school or something. Like, they peaked in high school. I'll just let it sit at that. They peaked in high school. Okay, and they still thought they were the same. Or, you know, I don't know. It's just, it's definitely somebody in their ego. Okay, we have the Two of Cups under the deck. I'm going to put it right here. And let's see. What are they feeling now that they realize they fumbled the bag? Okay, tribe, let me be so for real with you. This person is not just in their feelings. They're in their flop era. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't help but giggle. Like, in their flop era is what I'm hearing. First up, the Seven of Wands. Okay. They're still trying to defend themselves, like, to themselves, okay? They're pulling out every excuse in the book. They're saying to themselves, like, I wasn't ready. They were too much. I needed my freedom, you know? But it's really not even landing anymore with their own selves. It's wild. I feel like, you know, we already know the truth is that they really fumbled this connection that was real, okay? Because they were chasing something that wasn't, right? Now, you know, I already said that while I was channeling, Spirit gave me the word, like, chuggy, okay? And that is the energy I'm still picking up on. The person that they were chasing was so much younger. I already said that. You know, they're Gen Z. They're chronically online. I feel like this person was just so way out of their league. And they really thought that they still had it, right? So I feel like they, you know, again, they peaked in high school. They never mentally left their glory days. They saw themselves as being this charming person and the hot one, you know, the one that everyone wanted. And they tried to step into that player role again, and it totally flopped. The Two of Wands shows that they're standing there now thinking, like, how did I get here? How did I get here? You know, I feel like they just start counting the wrinkles on their face in the mirror. They started to see things for real, like see themselves for real, because here with the Six of Wands, this is the ego. This is that version of themselves that they were projecting, right? Successful and confident and super desirable. Like, it all just crumbled. Okay? It's like reality friggin' slapped them right in the face, okay? Because the Four of Swords tells me that they've gone quiet. Like, it's not that they're really healing, not really evolving. They're just humiliated, right? They're sitting with the weight of what they lost and how they looked chasing after someone that was really never meant for them, okay? And the Ten of Wands, I mean, they are carrying so much shame, embarrassment, emotional baggage, like all of it. And especially this realization that they lost someone real, someone who actually cared for them, for a shallow connection that left them looking like a washed up wannabe. Okay, I gotta be real. And under the deck, the Two of Cups, I mean, that's the twist. That's the twist. That's the knife twisting in their own heart. They put it there themselves, right? Because I feel like you were the real deal, right? I mean, you were the one that saw past the image. This is likely somebody that you've known for a while, or at least you could see right to their core. You knew who they were. You saw beyond the illusion with this person. You know, you saw beyond the image, right? And I feel like you were the one who really loved parts of them that they couldn't even admit that they had. And now that it's over, now that they've been exposed and I feel like outgrown, okay, they are realizing just how uncool they really were, right? I feel like Spirit didn't just humble them. Like, honestly, I feel like Spirit dragged them, okay? Spirit dragged them and they're feeling it, right? They are feeling it so hard right now. And now I guess I'm just going to wrap this up because I kind of don't know what the point is. So I'm going to ask Spirit, like, what does Spirit really want you to know now that, you know, all this truth has come to light? Maybe the point is just so you know, okay? Just so you know, they didn't get away with it, you know? Their mistreatment of you, playing you for a fool or trying to, anyway, pull the wool over your eyes, even though it didn't work because you sensed, like I said, you knew something was off with this person anyway. So, Spirit, What do you want us to know now that the truth has come to light? What does Spirit want us to know? Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like, no, okay, maybe not. All right, what do we got here, Spirit? Okay, we have the Nine of Wands. What else? Okay, we have the King of Swords. Oh, that is so much. All right, I guess Spirit wants you to know the most. The Two of Pentacles, the Hierophant. We have the Empress, the Tower, or the Two of Swords and the Tower. The Two of Swords and the Tower. Okay, okay, right. Let's get into it. I need to tune in. Okay, tribe. Here's the truth. Because Spirit's making one thing super clear to me. You were the Queen of Pentacles in this connection, right? You were loyal, you were solid, you were loving them in a way that really grounded them, even when they didn't deserve it, right? Even when they didn't deserve it. And now, I feel like you've graduated, right? You're showing up as the Empress. You're evolved. You've grown. You've really reclaimed your worth here, and you're no longer available. Okay, you're no longer available for half effort, half truth, half healed people. No, not today, Satan. Okay, and this person, I gotta tell you, they know it. They know it. They're coming through as the King of Swords. Okay, cold on the outside, emotional wreck on the inside, and they're really trying to play it cool. Okay, but Spirit's showing me, you know, with the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Swords here, that's someone overwhelmed and someone who's stuck and indecisive, really trying to figure out how to face the tower they created. Okay, and yes, that tower, that's what they're sitting in now. Okay, everything they tried to build without you crumbled. Okay, and what's wild, what's absolutely wild is they're really starting to ask the right questions. Because with the Hierophant here, I mean, this is telling me that for the first time ever, they may actually be ready to learn something. Okay, and Spirit wants you to know this person is definitely not the same as they were when you walked away. They're not fully healed, but they are waking up. Okay, they're definitely waking up. They're definitely realizing that you were the real one. Okay, they're realizing how much damage they caused, not just to you, but to themselves. Okay, and whether or not they say it, they're starting to understand that your love was never the problem. Your love was a mirror. Okay, and now the mirror's gone, right? And I feel like, you know, they're seeing their reflection clearly for the first time, right? They really are. Like I said earlier, it's like they see themselves truly for the first time ever. Okay, and I feel like the biggest question hanging in the air right now, and the one that Spirit just hasn't answered yet, is like, are they actually going to do better now, or are they just sorry that they got caught, you know, or sorry that everything didn't work out, you know? Because I feel like that's where your power lies here. And that I am going to be picking up in the extended, friends. I really am. I want to know. I need the tea. Okay, your girl's nosy. So for those of you who want to join me to learn more about this situation, awesome. The link is pinned to the top comment, and I always appreciate your energy exchange. It really does help support the work that I do here on the channel. It really means the world to me. For everyone else that's just washed their hands of this whole situation, good on you. Thank you for liking and for commenting and for being here for the tea. That also means the world to me as well. And I will, before we take off, I will let y'all know that I'm opening the books again. Personals, I'm all caught up, and I've got a little bit of time at the end of this month here to dedicate to some personal readings. So I'm opening them up until the end of August. But in the next 24 hours, I am doing a little flash sale just for my appreciation. Okay, I'm taking $11 off the one question reading. So it goes from 33 down to 22, and it is simply a one question reading, but it's a video. It's a personalized video that you get for that. And I'm also taking $11 off the main longer full reading that I do as well. It's called a relationship reading, but if you don't want it to be based on any relationship, we can do a glow up reading too. You can just let me know. Okay. But yeah, I'll take $11 off that too. And yeah, that one is a lot longer and a lot more in depth. Okay. But anyways, I'm sending you lots of love. Thank you. I'll either see you in the extended, or I'd love to work with you one-on-one, or even just see you in the next reading, loves. Okay. Thanks for being here. I love each and every one of you. And I really do hope you have a blessed day. Take care. Hey besties, welcome to the extended. Thank you so very much for your energy exchange. Let's just jump right into this, okay? I want to know what's really going on in their life right now, like emotionally, spiritually, and behind the scenes. Let's just set the stage for what's really going on in their life right now. What's going on? Okay. 7 of Cups. 3 of Swords. Eight of Swords. Ooh. Queen of Swords. And under the deck, 7 of Swords. All these swords. Jeez. Wow. So what's really going on behind the scenes here is that this person is not okay.